Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony. And with us from the sidelines tonight, David Aldridge. Well, it was the New Orleans Pelicans in their last game losing to the Nets. And a very close one there. The buzzer sounded. They were only down by one bucket.
Yeah, you hate losing a game that you control for 3 quarters. But that fourth was just really an abomination in terms of how they played. And unfortunately, they took an L.
And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Ingram in the front court with Williamson. Then there's C.J. McCollum. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Alvarado in a 2-guard. And the way C.J. McCollum, Greg, can get a shot up while moving, that's a big part of his game, isn't it?
Yeah, very few players can shoot as well as McCollum on the run. Applies for his pull-up jumpers or when he's falling out of bounds. McCollum, one of the best in the league at it.
And so here is New Orleans. Indianapolis making their last shot. New Orleans moving it around. Here's Williamson, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And as incredible as Zion Williamson has been and is, the big problem, Greg, is keeping him ready to play. His health.
And there have been all sorts of opinions chiming in on whether he can play at a high weight. But the bottom line is something needs to happen to keep him healthy. He's lost too much time early in his career. Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
See, this is what analytics don't take into account. Some guys thrive in the mid-range. Really depends on the shooter. It's actually kind of lazy.
Fast break. Here comes Indianapolis. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. He'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, going hard to the rack, making a statement here early on.
Yeah, it's nice to see him be assertive instead of settling for a jump shot, especially in the first quarter.
Well, in a new season, there are some players, Richard, that hit the ground running. And there are others, as you well know, that take a while to get going, which I know what camp you fell into, but what would you say? Did you take a while to get going, or were you ready to go?
No, it was both. There was one where it was like I struggled to get going and really get a rhythm, and there's others that I was just ready to go and locked in. As your environment changes, so does your success. And so sometimes as your environment changes, you got to figure out how to be successful.
Good insight.
Out to a hot start. 4 makes and 5 shots to begin this ball game.
McCollum outside. They double-team McCollum. Here's Alvarado. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You got to show some fire and keep defending.
A nice shot by Q.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
The steal. Here's Speedy, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
We know mistakes lead to breaks. That's just textbook right there.
That's tipped. And man, is this team on a roll right now offensively, Greg. So fun to watch.
They're playing with so much confidence, which is why they're tearing it up on this end. They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Pelicans.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
On the wrong side of a scoring run here, we might see a lineup change. I'll be pretty curious.
And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Take a look at the Warriors. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
When I think of Indianapolis,
now here's McCollum. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Ingram trying to get open. And it's Alvarado missing. Indianapolis leading by 9. And that one's good by G.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Pelicans. Ingram outside. Looking to end the run. And good that time. Ingram's got 6. Indianapolis with the ball. From the wing. Jump shot is good.
Number 2. Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Knocked away. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Indianapolis, down at 10th in the early going, looking to make a move up in the standings. And, of course, New Orleans. They're just sitting one spot down right on their heels.
And I think for Indianapolis, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
And the clock is ticking for them to make that push. It's looking like they'll be fighting for a spot in the play-in.
Here's McCollum. Indianapolis knocking down that triple moments ago. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss.
I think people underestimated the Pelicans last year. They had such a tough start to the season, but still were able to make it to the playoffs.
Speedy, no good.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
The offensive rebound. G laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Pelicans trailed by 16. Unfortunately, the Pelicans did make a first-round exit in the postseason break.
In a series they took to 6 games, but yeah, couldn't put together that deep run. Maybe this year things will be different.
And Indianapolis has possession. Following the three-pointer by C.J. McCollum. And the basket by Speedy.
And he's made his mark on offense especially. They got to be thankful he's on their squad.
Pass to Alvarado. Shoots from 8. Ingram outside. Got a piece of it. And here's the fast break. Here's Q. A huge slam. The perfect end of the fast break.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
They came out swinging, really setting the tone on offense, and the opposition has not been able to respond.
And Indianapolis has possession. Zion Williamson unable to get his last shot to go. Speedy, no good. So for Indianapolis, their last game a win against the Pistons in Detroit. Rob, it's 2-on-1. Here's Q. Nails the corner 3. Q's got a couple of threes now in the first for Indianapolis. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Indianapolis. Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Yeah, we can see over here, the coach, he has some choice words for his team. Words we cannot repeat.